Let me get this.
As Pablo, Tyrone, and Uniqua once sang, that song is the beginning of an episode of the Backyardigans all about adventure. Going on adventures is something that each and every one of us has done in all of our life. Finding our way through the unknown and conquering our fear of that is something that each of us have had to conquer at some point in our lives. Each year, on one specific day, each of us have this one experience where we might have that fear of the unknown. We might have that fear of something else. We might have just this unknowing circumstances where your life is about to change. At the end of this night, there's always sweet rewards. Finding those rewards makes it worth it. Beating that fear is what's going to make you a better person. Going on these adventures as a young kid, it was always a scripted path. I would always walk around and find it, and I would take that path, no matter who's watching me, whether it's strangers, my family, or my friends. I never knew what was around the next corner. I had to find my way through the endless webs of nothingness that I knew. It was this horrifying fear of not knowing what was next. Making my way through these paths, I always had to adapt to what was next and really beat my fear of the unknown. Having these disguises to make my way through this made it so much easier for me, as it would make it a simpler trek because I had a way to hide from the truth. Hiding from the truth made it so much easier to get that reward. Hiding from the truth made it so I could get through that path. Even though it was the same day every year that I had to go on this adventure, it was always something that changed every single year. Having a mask to hide my feelings of expression of horror. Having a costume to hide my body language as I was shaking as I would walk this path. These things were something that helped made this path more comfortable. And it was something that I always had different every year, so I would never be seen the same way. Taking these baby steps to find my way out of the unknown always made it better. I could find this reward which suited me. It always was something that I liked. It was always something that made me feel better. And I would always have it for days following. These days of having this reward honestly made it that much more worth it. It would always last around a week, and it would always get me yelled at by my parents. After conquering this unknowing trek and finding this adventure, I always had some sort of reward to keep me going and make it so that the next year, on the exact same day, I would go out on this adventure again and really find out what made the trek through the unknown worth it. Going on these adventures made it so much easier for me to find out what makes me able to conquer the unknown. Conquering the unknown is something that everyone has to conquer in their life. Finding out what you do, how you beat it, is what's going to make you a better person. And finding out how I beat it is what's made me who I am today. I've had to face these fears, and I've truly had to conquer everything throughout my life, which is what's brought me here today. Finding this fear of the unknown, coming from Louisiana to California for Pepperdine, has made it so much easier for me to make any decision that I want in my life. Having these adventures on the same day, every single year, always built me into a person that can take anything and find my way through it. Having the disguises, finding my way to hide myself and portray an action that I wanted to portray and not who I really was what gave me more power to myself and giving myself an identity that what really was not. And once I faced these fears and got that reward, it made it so much worth it, so much more worth it. I finally felt like I had a purpose and that I had done something that I couldn't have done the day before, even though I did it every single year. These days, they might be familiar to you now, but they always ended with three simple words: trick or treat.